Hello and welcome to Weekend Wisdom. Today, we're going to talk about pensions. Should you choose that guaranteed income or take lump sum? Grab your cup of coffee, sit back, let's get started. Hello, this is Michael Loftus with Wealth and Wisdom TV, where education is the key to a successful financial future. First up, don't forget, click show more for additional information and links for today's video. Do have several links down there today. Also, if you're looking for a different opinion, that of Wall Street and Big TV, like to be educated on the markets and retirement planning, please do consider subscribing. So today, we're going to talk about pensions. Should you take that guaranteed income versus lump sum? Pluses, minuses, etc. We're going to go through the history and show you some examples and hopefully offer you some ideas to help you make the best decision for you and your family. Let's slide over to the big board. All right, big board, smart TV, same thing. Let's talk about the history here. 1887, American Express became the first company to create a pension, okay? 1943, we had a freeze in wages because of the wartime, and it was here where companies started offering more benefits, so healthcare and more pensions at that time. 1978, the birth of the 401k. So you have DB plans, defined benefit, DC, defined contribution, so company versus individual. 1980, we had 128,000, give or take, pensions at that time. Pretty strong. Well, by 2000, that went down to 48,000, and it's lower today, I can assure you. All right, moving along in history. 2006, Pension Protection Act, okay? Took a while. It was fully enforced by 2012. A couple things happened here. Affected me, I'll tell you that. Soft freeze, hard freeze. So what does that mean? Soft freeze was for new employees. Companies were no longer offering the option of a pension. Hard freeze was if you had not started pension yet, were still employed, they were locking people in at that number at that age. No more growth. So not particularly too good. And then lump sum option. Now a lot of this came into place after the crash because all these companies wanted to get these big pensions off their books. I worked for a company for years on the institutional side, and I got a lump sum option, okay, because they wanted to get rid of it. Makes sense. Now, next up, 2017, a big year. We had a tax break. Remember, we went through the tax plan, and at that time, a lot of companies solidified their pension, put more money into it is what I'm saying, okay? Part of that was from a tax standpoint, okay? Or, and this is really, a lot of people got upset, they sold or terminated plans, okay? They sold. So one big company in particular sold it to Prudential, and they essentially bought those assets, and they're guaranteeing those income streams. Now, there's a problem with that, and I'll explain in a second, and a lot of people have just terminated. I mean, I don't think going forward we're going to see this at all. That is my personal opinion. I do continue to see it today, but I don't feel that we're going to continue to see it. All right, so let's talk about the decision-making process right now. Real important. Before I do, just as important, a financial plan. This is what we do in a financial plan. We take all different scenarios, we go out the future and look for the best possible scenarios for you and your family, okay? Click below, special link for our Wealth and Wisdom viewers. First up, age. How old are you? When do you want to start? Because it's kind of like Social Security, not exact on the percentage, but if you delay, okay, it'll go up. Now you get to a point, generally 65 from the plans I've seen, and you're capped at 65, so you want to start taking it then. Do you need it? Now that's an interesting question because, oh, I need it, right? Well, some people do have the resources between Social Security and investments, so we may or may not take this right now. Or if they don't need the income, then there's a good decision for that lump sum that we're talking about. And when I talk about lump sum, okay, it's a tax-free transfer into your IRA. That's important to understand. Longevity and health, right? You have to look at your family history, your current health, what's best for you in that decision-making process. We don't all have a crystal ball, but we look at that, and if you have some health issues, probably makes sense to take that lump sum. Why? Because your family will get the larger amount, and then they can continue it on, okay? And then legacy, what's your plan, right? So if you don't need it, that lump sum makes more sense because as part of your legacy, passing it on, right, to the next generation might make sense. Flash though, don't forget, Secure Act, we had some changes. I'm gonna have a link up here on the effects of IRAs, okay? Pension payments based on rate environment. So let's talk about how you get your payments, right? So today, rates are what? Rates are down, okay? 10-year Treasury today about 163. You'll get a bigger lump sum. When rates are up, you're gonna get a smaller amount, okay? All this is done with actuary tables and all kinds of stuff. So before I show an example, I think you have to look at these, and each time we go through this, what makes more sense? A lump sum or that pension? Let's take a quick look at an example. All right, a lot going on here, but let me explain. This came from bankrate.com. Have a link below. And you can see how to figure it out, right? Because if you get your payments, now in this case, I'm going through a pretty standard scenario. Current age is 60, retirement age is 65. For a male, 84 is life expectancy, 85 for the female. Combined, that's 90. We're going to talk about that in a second. So let's say they get a $4,000 pension, that's a month, okay? And then it's $2,000 for the survivorship. And that gets into a whole nother conversation. As part of our process, you take full amount, 75, 50%, that's for another video. Now, when you look at this, all of these calculations are done, and what it tells you is you need $363,055. So that's the lump sum amount you need in order to achieve the same objective. And the factor here that I have is 4%. But wait, Jim Cramer says it's 7%. No, it's not. Go to 2000 to the end of last year. It's just a little bit over 4%. It was 2.5 until last year. So the long-term averages, I think this is safe to do. We do this in our plans, and then we update each year based on that individual year. Now, right now, I can tell you I have 3 clients, almost 4, that are in their 90s. One that's going to be 99. So you have to plan for that as well. So here I took the same scenario, except life expectancy I moved up to 90 and spouse 95. Now we need $444,472 lump sum, okay, in order to do the same thing. Make sense? Now, a couple resources I want to offer to you. First up, freearisa.com. You can go here. If you have a current pension, you can search them. It's going to tell you how it's doing. What's the viability of being able to pay out? This was a big issue after the crash, okay? So I would go there. The next thing we talked about, PBGC, Pension Benefit Guarantee Company. So we talked about all of these organizations selling their pension business to insurance companies, which you'll still get your payment, but it's no longer going to be guaranteed. That's a big issue. So again, when I look at this, and to bring you to our conclusion here, lump sum versus that pension payment, which is a guaranteed income stream, right? It really comes down to a lot of factors in each individual's. So many different things come into this: age, health, company viability, etc. Again, this is why we all need to have a financial plan. Thanks for watching. Michael Loftus, Wealth and Wisdom TV.